I was lucky enough to have a friend who was aware of the KalmKids program, as her daughter had been attending for quite some months and she'd found success in the program. I have 2 boys and they are really active little boys and they have real highs and lows, and I thought that KalmKids would be the perfect medium for them to learn how to build their resilience and their confidence with day-to-day life. I loved Leanne's theories on how children think and their emotions, and I loved that she had structured the program with foresight into ultimately letting the children be independent. It wasn't a program where you had to do ad infinitum. While you could continue the program if you needed to, it was something where the children could learn how to build that independence eventually. Initially, I did feel like, was this another thing to commit to? And we already have busy lives, as everybody does. But in the end, I thought about it for the long term and felt that it wasn't really a cost motivator or detractor for me. It was more a time issue. I work full time, as does my husband. And as parents, we're lulled into this ideal that, you know, you have to have your kid enrolled in everything. And I really did feel like this was just another thing to try and put into the schedule. But I'm relieved that we did choose to go with the program because it's been very successful for both our children. Love is my boys, as I said, are very active and they're spirited. So they often have disagreements, and I love hearing them recite things that they had learnt in the program, things that that they had learnt, phrases like, I'm being my own best friend, or I'm looking into my well of wisdom and I'm deciding that I don't like how you're treating me. And they're reciting these words back to each other in their day-to-day conversation. And I think that that's something for such little children to be able to grasp and then adapt to their everyday lifestyle and conversation. It shows what a great program it is, and it shows how ready kids can adapt to it and learn and retain that information, because as adults we can teach them all sorts of things, but they might just go in one ear and out the other. The program was delivered in such a way that it became gospel, and they were able just to live it and understand it immediately, and there was no real need to keep coming back to it and refreshing it, although I'm sure that they probably could do with a refresher now after having a little bit of a break. They're still looking back to those lessons that they learnt, and it's wonderful to see. I would recommend KalmKids pretty much for every child. In this world we live in today, there is stresses that I didn't have when I was a child, and pressure that kids feel that we don't see until it's too late sometimes. And I think as a child, if I had had a program like that, it may have helped with some of the anxiety I deal with today that I can process today as an adult. Whereas when I was a child, I remember thinking back as being really hard to work out and how to know how to feel. With a program like this, I think every child could benefit from it, because they're lessons that are not just for the children that have behavioural needs or specialist needs. Every kid has stresses and worries and anxiety, and we all could probably do with a little bit of resilience training. So, and with the world that's in its current state, there's a lot of things that our little people pick up on. And as a parent, it's good to have that resource readily available that we could call on yourself, Leanne, to say, hey, my child is struggling with, you know, bad news or stress or anxiety, and to have that reassurance that you're on the right track, and to have second mouth saying exactly the same lessons you're saying at home. It's nice that the kids can hear it from someone other than mum and dad.